Well, welcome back. Good afternoon. I'm finally getting used to saying afternoon instead of morning. Welcome to Roper Cowboy Marketplace. If you guys are out in the halls and roaming the exhibition halls, please come over and visit with us for just about 45 minutes. We've got a great show today. I want to first say thank you for the loving support of my co-host, Vicki Christian-Socials, my aunt. So good morning, afternoon.
You know, it pays to be Becky's aunt because I can threaten her. And Becky, thank you. I love you dearly. No, actually, Becky is pulling double duty this week. She is a bride-to-be come this Friday. So, woo, congratulations.
I don't know where my wandering groom is. He's here somewhere.
You know, Becky, before we get started and introduce our guests and go through our sponsors and everything, just like to take a moment to once again say thank you to our military. Today is a very important day.
Yes.
75th anniversary of Pearl Harbor. Thank you to everyone who has served and continues to serve. May God bless our great USA.
Absolutely. And before we go into thanking our sponsors, we want to bring up our beautiful and new addition to our show for the 2017, and that is our U.S. Ambassador for She's Gone Country, the CB Cowgirls, Miss Bobby Jean Olson.
Woo, Bobby, welcome.
She will be joining the show today. Isn't she darling?
We are so blessed to have her as our newest ambassador.
It's all Photoshop. It really is.
That's what I say. What are you laughing about, Maria? Oh goodness, not really. It's all natural. You're beautiful inside and out, and it starts with your heart. So anyway, I want to say thank you to our sponsors. We were planning on having two of the contestants from Boyd Gaming Shootout here today, but I think there was a mix-up with their agent and the production meetings because I knew that they were today. I think he thought he could make it, but anyway, the Boyd Gaming Shootout starts tomorrow, 8th, 9th, and 10th. And it's at 2 o'clock every day, and you can get tickets over at the box office. But we will be giving away two to somebody in the audience today. Actually, while we're all standing here, everybody raise your hand. Who's going to be here on the 8th, 9th, and 10th? All right.
Perfect.
All right.
Perfect.
All right. We'll come back to that, so stay around.
I was spotting bids. Did you see that as they were raising their hands? Yep.
We may bid at auction them off. We're not sure yet. But no, we want to say thank you to Boyd Gaming. They have been so wonderful to us.
Oh, yes, absolutely. You know, Becky and I and Bobby Jean here at She's Gone Country, all of us are about family roots. And Boyd Gaming family definitely has roots here in Las Vegas, and they are a family, and they have showed us such wonderful hospitality. We love you, the Boyd family. Thank you for hosting us.
Yes, and if you are around and you want to follow the Boyd Gaming, I want to just touch on this real quick. They have an app. I got it on my phone right here, and it's really cool because it has all the event competitors on there, and you get their little bios. I don't know how well the service is going to come in here, but you can keep track of all the stats. Got all the bios right there. So it's a good way to follow with them for the next 3 days. And, you know, they're going to have a lot of world champions over there. So make sure that you get over there to that event.
That is at the Orleans.
It is at the Orleans. They're at the arena there. So make sure you get tickets for that. We also want to say thank you to Trace Rios, American Hat. I know that they're busy over at Cowboy Christmas, so they've not been able to be over here this year yet, but, you know, we still have a few days left. And 4 Radio, our show airs each week on 4 Radio, and you can catch that Monday nights at 6 o'clock, or you can go to shesgonecountry.us and listen in the archive. So those are our sponsors that we want to touch on today, and we're going to go ahead and bring up our guests. We're going to bring them both on the stage, and then we will get to visiting them. So our first guest, go ahead, Aunt Vicki, I'm going to let you introduce.
All righty, we have a very distinguished guest, very blessed to have him today on our stage. Actually, both our guests, but we want to welcome Frank, and I'm gonna try to say it right. Shankwitz? I did it right. Frank is the founder of the Make-A-Wish Foundation International.
What an honor.
What an honor. We have a lot to visit about.
Well, for all of us out there in the trenches building our organizations, you are a mentor to all of us. So welcome. Have a seat. And then the next guest we're going to bring on to the show, he has become a social media sensation. We love him. He's truly American heart, and you'll see him also on Ride TV, Mr. Chad Prather. Woohoo! You are welcome. Oh, you know what? You got a mic? Okay, you got a mic.
I got it.
All right. Well, gents, thanks for joining us, ladies. I'm sure you get to talk with a lot of the men around here, and we're the pretty ladies on the stage. So
Absolutely.
So welcome. I'm going to start with Frank. Frank, and first of all, I'm just honored that you're here because.
Thank you. And I appreciate the invitation.
Yes. Well, and Make-A-Wish has been foundational in so many children's lives. Where did that birth from?
It came, I was a motorcycle officer at Arizona Highway Patrol in the 70s, and the television show Chips was very popular at the time.
Oh, yes, we remember Chips.
And in fact, we trained with California Highway Patrol initially, Arizona Highway Patrol. Our uniforms, everything was identical except obviously ours at Arizona. But we were introduced in 1980 to a little boy named Chris, 7 years old, had terminal leukemia. And he told his mother, when I grow up, I want to be a motorcycle officer just like Ponch and John. And I wish I could meet a motorcycle officer.
Have you hold your mic
And
just
I
a hair
had-
so
I
everyone
had-
can hear you. I'm going to have you hold it. There you
I
go.
had been on
There
a
you go.
squad that worked the whole state of Arizona, two weeks in one town, 2 weeks in another town. And my commanders asked me if I would meet this little boy just so he could meet a motorcycle officer, get on a motorcycle. And they set up a special day with the permission of his doctors, his mother, to fly him from his hospital to our headquarters building in Phoenix. And they asked me to be standing by with my motorcycle. And I expected our paramedics to help out this little boy. He's just coming off IVs. Helicopter doors open, a little red pair of sneakers jumps out of there, runs over to the motorcycle. Hi, I'm Chris. And just grinning and happy as can be. And in fact, he had watched Chip so much, and like I said, our motorcycles were identical. He said, this is a siren, can I turn it on? This is a red light. So what's in your saddlebags? Is it just like Ponch? I mean, this little boy was having so much fun. And I just recognized this. Now, Chris knew he was going to pass away. I can't imagine a 7-year-old in his mind. But he forgot that day that he was sick. And Chris went on that day to become the first and only honorary highway patrol officer in the history of a highway patrol.
Oh, wow.
Now, this is 36 years ago. Complete with his own uniform we had made for him, his own badge, the smoky hat. But the biggest thing he said, how can I be a motorcycle officer? That's my wish. And that's the first time I heard that word. And we were just teasing him, and I said, Chris, if only you had a motorcycle, we would train you right now. We had gone out to his house the following day to present him some more trinkets and that. Chris ran in the house and came riding out on a little battery-operated motorcycle his mother had got for him in place of a wheelchair. And all serious. He had on the helmet, he had on the aviator glasses, but what cracked me up is his mother had bought him what we call on the ranch the mucking boots, the high rubber boots, tucked his pants and legs in there so he looked just like a motorcycle officer with the high top boots. But he went through and he went through the cones, he came back, did I pass? Yes, you did, Chris. Am I a motorcycle officer? Yes, you are, Chris. He's all happy, but he says, when do I get my wings? I said, those have to be special order, we'll get those for you. A couple days later, I picked up the wings, I get a call, Chris is in the hospital, he's in a coma, he's probably not going to survive the day. I went to the hospital, his uniform is hanging right by the bed. Just as I pinned on the wings, he came out of a coma. He looks at me, he just starts smiling and giggling. Am I a motorcycle officer now? Yes, you are, Chris. His wish had become true. I hand him his uniform, he touches the wings, he's showing his mom a little giggle. He passed away a couple hours later. And I always think maybe those wings helped carry him to heaven. But we learned Chris is going to be buried in Illinois. And my commander said, we have lost a fellow officer. Will you please go back and give him a full police funeral, which we did. We were met by Illinois State Police, County Police, City Police, a long funeral procession. Chris was buried in his uniform. Grave marker reads, Chris Gracious, Arizona Trooper.
It's going to make me cry.
It's going to make me cry too.
That's one thing.
The
We're
makeup's going to
we're
run,
criers.
ladies. But flying home back to Arizona, I just started thinking, here's a little boy who had a wish, and we made it happen. Why can't we do that for other children? And that's when the idea was born at 36,000 feet, maybe over Kansas or Iowa or somewhere. And it took about 6 months to get the foundation going. And we granted our first wish, official wish, in 1981. And since that time, we have granted over 350,000 wishes worldwide. Thank you. We are in 63 chapters in the United States, 36 international chapters on 5 continents. Now, what's so interesting, a statistic I have trouble following, is every 38 minutes, somewhere in the world, a wish is granted. So while we're here just in this short interview today, some child's going to get a wish, and this is all because of one little boy.
Wow, what an inspirational story.
Thank
what
you.
a
Thank
special
you.
little boy.
And it still touches you the same as if you were right there. I can see it in your eyes when you tell the story.
Yeah, and it's so much. And if I can tell another story, we get so many children that want to be a cowboy, cowgirl. And Tanca Verde Ranch down in Tucson, Arizona, it's a guest ranch, but also a working ranch, has helped us so much by providing the wish for us. And a couple years ago, we were in fact guests there. They asked us to come there because there was a little girl, she was 7 years old, wanted to be a cowgirl, but she had never been around horses. And the wrangler there wanted to introduce her first to the horse before she could ever start riding that. And they put her in a round pen, and they told her, now just stand there. She's nervous as can be. And this beautiful mare he let in. He moved out of the round pen, and she's just standing there. And the guy kept saying, it's okay, it's okay. And the mare's going, kind of trotting around a little bit, and then tightens that circle to a slow walk and comes right up to her and just starts nuzzling her. Now, you talk about getting a tear in your eye at that point, and she just grabbed him around the nuzzle, and I mean, he's just rubbing her like that. And that just started her wish to be a cowgirl.
We're going to all be in tears before this is over.
Wow.
Well, those are amazing stories, and it's an amazing organization. And, you know, one thing I wanted to touch on about your organization is that, you know, you started with one wish and how far it's come, and it's been going for so many years. What kind of support does that take to run something like that?
Well, obviously, it's a nonprofit organization, so it takes the donations, the in-kind gifts. The biggest that we have also is volunteers. There's over 50,000 volunteers worldwide. Just think about that. You couldn't run it without. But if anybody's interested in the Make-A-Wish Foundation, I would just suggest to go to wish.org. That's wish.org, and it'll be on the top of the website. It'll be a chapter locator. You just put in your zip code. It's going to tell you what the chapter closest to you, or wherever you're in the United States or world for that matter. And if you feel like donating, just make a donation.
Awesome. Awesome. Did you have any questions?
Well, I just, you know, I wanted to let our audience know that Frank is the recipient, of course, of many special awards. But the one thing, Frank, that I was reading about, and that was your White House Call to Service Award that was given to you by President
Bush, yes.
President Bush, yes.
Yeah, that was quite the honor.
Yes, what an honor.
Well, you've had many honors. You had the Ellis Island Medal of Honor, one of the highest that you can have. And that's got to just be, and what amazes me about that is it all started because of your heart. It had, you know, work ethic is one thing, but heart and passion have a lot to do with accomplishments in life.
And I was raised in a little town, Seligman, Arizona, before I moved to Prescott, Arizona, little cowboy town and ranching and to railroad town. And I had so many people that distilled that work ethic in me. And especially character. I learned real young that character is developed, not inherited. But the fun thing right now is Hollywood contacted me a couple years ago, and they're making a movie about my life, major motion picture.
Wow.
And we are in pre-production right now. Filming starts April of 2016.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun.
Yeah,
Right now, the working title is Wish Man.
I love it.
Absolutely.
And you know, I have to say one thing about wishes is every child has a different wish.